this is a big chapter. We've covered a lot of information in this chapter. Okay, so let's just kind of do a little summary. So we started out talking about the fluid mosaic model. So the mosaic means that we have a lot of different components to our plasma membrane. So the phospholipids are our base. We have proteins. And we also see sugars. We see lipids in the form of phospholipids and cholesterol. This is how I spell cholesterol. Our plasma membranes are fluid. Things move around. Right, so all of our embedded proteins and things can move. It's important for being adaptable. And these plasma membranes need to change shape. We saw a few examples of that. Okay. Again, form follows function. So the function of our plasma membrane is determined by its structure. What is the concentration of proteins, cholesterol, fatty acids, saturated versus unsaturated? What's the length of those? That's going to determine how fluid our plasma membrane is. Okay. We talked a lot about the different types of proteins involved in moving things in and out of the cells. And that allows this semi-permeability, allowing cells to be selective about what comes in and out of the cell. We talked about passive transport, relying on diffusion. This is the lazy way. Okay, no ATP required. And it's going to move solutes with the concentration gradient. We also talked about osmosis as a special form of passive diffusion. Our active transport does use ATP to move things against their concentration gradient. And we talked about bulk transport, endocytosis and exocytosis, moving a bunch of stuff at once. And we are going to accomplish that by pinching off little parts of the plasma membrane in these things called vesicles. This is the detailed concept map for chapter 5. Find this at the end of the chapter in your textbook. Go through this. What I like to do is I will copy and paste this into a PowerPoint or Google slide, and I'll make it like a million little boxes that cover about half of these things to see if I can fill in those blanks and use this as a study guide. Okay, I really like these because, like I said, we covered a lot of information. It's a lot of ground. Having this laid out in a one image summary where we can see the connections and see how these things relate to each other and why we care about this, I find is really helpful.